everyone, it's Allison. Welcome to my YouTube channel and a really fun video. Today we're going to be playing with a new collection from Spellbinders called Monster Birthday Collection. And you can see I made a bunch of cards. Here are 3 of the cards that I made. And I just had a lot of fun. This little monster is so adorable, and I just wanted to dress him up and send him to all different kinds of occasions. So this is the set. This is the Dancin birthday monster, and this is the main set that we will be using for all of these cards today. And you can see there's the monster, there's a bunch of different size eyes, there's legs and arms. And now this is a Dancin die. You can see there's a hole in the legs. We're not going to make him dance today, but check this out. Look at the teeth. You just slip the teeth into the open little smiling mouth. And I'm going to attach this to a white duplicate of this shape. It's going to just give it a little bit more stability, and it also helps keep those teeth in place. And here's a little belly. Now, going back to the fact that this is a Dancin die, Spellbinders has a lot of dies that dance, and you just need a foam dot where that hole is for the legs. Now, I am not going to make any of my monsters dance today, but I will link to a video at the end of this one. I think it was the figgy pudding die that I used last year that dances. So here you can see, if you put a foam dot, you can see how the little legs would just swing back and forth. But now you can see I've put glue there. So I am going to glue all of my monsters to the legs today. And I'm going to show you the assembly of just 1 or 2 of these monsters because they're all basically the same. And this one, I'm going to have a little party hat. And I'm not going to attach the arms yet because I need to figure out the placement. Now, this particular card is going to have a birthday balloon. This is the new birthday balloons set. And you can see it has little strings. And I'm going to use the number 5 balloon for my card today. Now, I'm not going to attach the arms, but here are little horns that I'm going to attach. So I want to wait until I do final assembly on my card so that I know where I want how I want my arms positioned. So here you can see there's little indentations on this monster, and that's the die does that. And I am going to take a colored pencil, just a shade darker than the cardstock, and I'm making sure it's a sharp colored pencil, and I'm just going to just color in those very fine little indentations, and it's really going to give a lot of detail to this monster. So I will do that for all 5 of my monsters. And the number balloons have the same kind of indentation. So I'm also doing it on my balloon. And again, I just have a darker shade of purple pencil. And you could do these highlights in white, but I just chose the darker pencil. All right, here's another set we'll be using today. This is the smart glasses. And look at how many fun glasses you get in here. And look at those. Those are so cute. All right, so I've already chosen a pair of glasses, and I cut it out of black cardstock. Now, this little graduation cap comes from Gnome Drive Graduation Set. And the little graduation cap, it didn't really fit the curve of his head very well. So I am just going to take a scissors, and I'm going to adjust the curve of this cap. And it's going to fit his head a little bit better. And again, like I said, when I saw this monster and I saw the glasses set that I just showed you, I just start thinking of all the different sets that Spellbinders has that allow me to dress up these monsters. That to me is just so much fun. And I mean, I thought of so many different occasions and holidays to use this monster for, but I kind of had to limit it to 5. But I just could have kept going. So here I'm gluing the glasses onto the monster's face first. And before I did that, I did glue the cap on so that I would know where to glue the glasses on. And now I know where to glue the eyes. So you don't want to glue the eyes first because you might not have them positioned right for the glasses. So now I have these little horns and I am just kind of positioning them around the cap. And I think those are so cute. Now I did make all my monsters today, for the most part, pretty monochromatic. But I do have other colors, like here I'm bringing in a green tassel for the cap. All right, before we assemble those cards, let's look at another set in this collection. This is the Birthday Dinosaur. And this particular die, he doesn't dance. And I shouldn't say he. So here you can see I made a white die cut and I kept the eyeball in. I just put tape on the back to keep that eyeball in. And now I can glue the green layer right on top of the white. And now I have my white eyeball. And again, this die has these little indentations. So I'm taking a darker green pencil and adding those little details. And this die is just so easy to assemble. There's really nothing to it. Now, there's also a cute little eyelashes to make this into a girl, and it also has little flowers that you can put on the dinosaur's head. It's really sweet. So here on the leg, there are indentations when you die cut it, and it kind of tells you where to put the glue and how to position the legs. So Spellbinders just makes it so easy. So, I mean, here is the dinosaur. He is all done. And I think he's adorable. Now, I have not made a card with him yet, but he is on my desk waiting. And speaking of waiting, here's another little guy who's waiting for me to make a card. This is the Dancin birthday dragon. And this could not be more adorable. So, you know, again, pretty easy assembly. I'm going to assemble the face similar to how I did the dinosaur. I have a white head behind it where I taped the eyes in place. So now I have those white eyeballs ready to go. And this guy has a little belly too. Now you can see that hole in the body. That means that this dragon can dance. And I do believe I will make him dance once I finally make a card. Now here are the little wings. They're really cute details on these wings. And all of the eyes in this Monster Birthday collection are pretty similar. So I'm attaching the little wings on top of his head. And now his cute little legs. Now one goes in front and one goes in back. And now I'm attaching the larger wings. Now I have not attached the head yet. And that's because I think I'm going to make him dance when I finally put a card together, but I'm not sure yet. There's the little horns. Now this is adorable. These little claws you just attach to the bottom of the arms. And the arms there's actually a little present in the die set. So this little guy can hold a little present in his arms, and it's really adorable. So there he is. He's just waiting to be put on a card. All right, now this is the mat that comes with the Tim Holtz glass media mat. And I'm holding a piece of acetate right now. It's a pretty thick piece of acetate that comes in packaging. I'm going to be doing some smushing with Distress Oxides. Now this is Bristol Smooth cardstock. I like to use this because it can hold up to water. So here is some Distress Oxide. I'm just going to smush it on this mat and I'm going to spray it with water. Just a couple times, just a couple sprays. I don't want it too wet. Now I'm going to take the acetate and kind of dip it and just trying to get little dots. And then I'm going to carefully smush it on my paper. Now I'm not going to just smash it on my paper. I'm kind of trying to control the chaos, if you will. If I were to just take my paper and smush it into the mat, it would be cool, but it would be very watery and it wouldn't get this little dotted look that I'm getting here. So after drying that first color, I can come in with my purple color. And because they're oxides, and I'm drying between layers, the colors aren't going to mix, but that's also why I made sure my blue layer was dry. I didn't want to come in with the purple when my blue was still wet. So you can see I'm able to kind of position the dots where I want. Now I'm going to cut my panel down. This is a new die set called the Heartfelt Thanks and Scallops set. And it comes with these 3 scallop dies. And you can see as the dies get bigger, the scallops get bigger. Now this particular card I cut out with the medium die at first. And as I started setting up my card, I realized it just wasn't big enough. But I'm going to continue showing you. This is the stamp set in this collection. This is the Monster Birthday Sentiments, and I used the Birthday Wishes sentiment from this set, but there are so many adorable sentiments in this set. So here's the Birthday Wishes, and you can see I ended up using that larger scallop for the card, and I think the card turned out adorable. All right, let's just do this Distress Oxide smushing one more time. And I have some green Distress Oxide, 2 squirts of water, and again, I'm going to come in with that thick acetate and just gather up some of those dots and place them down on the paper. And you can see on all of my cards, really, I'm kind of doing these dots at an angle. That's just kind of how I wanted it to be. And obviously, all of my cards are similar, right? It has a monster and it has this Distress Oxide smushing. So it was fun to just kind of come up with the different monsters, but have a similar background for all of them. Now, this card, here's the final card. The little apple comes from the same Gnome Drive graduation set that the graduation cap came from. And by the way, you'll see different stamps that I've used, different sentiments. I will list all of those in my blog. I'm not going to go into all of it on the video. Some of them are retired. So again, you can go to my blog. There'll be a link below to get any details on what sentiments I stamped on my cards. Now here is this little cutie. The little bow in her hair and the little tiny hearts. There's one on her belly and there's some up in the upper left corner. Those come from the Gnome Drive, I think it's called Hearts for You die set. obviously, you can tell I've used a lot of things from the Gnome Drive collection because there's so many things in that collection that help you dress things up or just accessorize. So that is it for that cutie. I think this would make a cute Valentine's Day card. And speaking of holidays, let's do Halloween. Now the bats on this card are from the Halloween Wreath Add-Ons set. That was from the beautiful Wreath collection that came out this past fall, I think. And I dressed him up kind of in candy corn colors. I was actually going to have some candy corn on this card, but it was getting a little too much. But I think he's cute, and that little sentiment is so cute. And you can tell I used two sizes of those scallop dies to make this card. And I also, you can see on this monster, those fun little yellow eyeballs up top. Those are really cute. Okay, if you ask my husband, this is one of the more ridiculous cards. I just thought it would be cute. Again, I grabbed some items from a Gnome Drive set. I think this is the Gnome Drive Spring collection, where I got the leprechaun hat and the 4-leaf clover. Now, when I had assembled this card, I kind of thought he looked like a pickle, but then I showed it to my husband, and he thought it looked like an avocado. And I totally can't look at this card now without seeing an avocado. Yes, some of these cards are really silly and slightly ridiculous, but the main thing is I had a lot of fun. And again, I could have gone on and on. I could have made something for Christmas. Oh gosh, there were other things that I had thought of, and I just didn't have time. But I had fun, and that's the most important part of this hobby, right? Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.